Remember how the Koch brothers during the Obama years were all about, oh, the deficit, these Democrats are killing, they're going to keep pumping up the deficit, they keep pumping up the deficits. Well, now, since the Koch brothers are very much behind this new Republican tax plan that just is all tax cuts for the rich, now their strategy is just, let's ignore the deficit. Don't talk about it. That's how we'll get our tax breaks. Like, these are the most greedy assholes on the face of the earth. Like, how much do you need? Warren Buffett, at least, I'll give that guy credit. You know, after his wife passed away, she was a philanthropist. He was like, I'm giving all my money away in honor of her. I watched this documentary about the guy, and, you know, he's Warren Buffett. He's done some, you know, obviously he's a smart businessman and done some things, but I was sort of struck I was sort of sad at, like, what a sad life. All you do is acquire money. That's it. Money, 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 business, business, business. And then there, you know, was interviews with his wife, and she was like, you know, I like Warren and everything, but eventually she sort of became estranged from him because she was like, I just don't, this making all this money, I got to do more with it. She moves to San Francisco out of Omaha, and she's like doing all this charity stuff. And then when she sadly passed away, that's when he was like, you know what, I need to do more of that. The Koch brothers are just evil. Like, I'm sure they just eat their young. I mean, like, this kid looks weak. Like, you know, like, they're just awful. So this is what they want to do, right? And again, there's an article in the Intercept that I'm referring from that's with Lee Fang and Nick Surgey. It came out a couple weeks ago. Charles and David Koch. So their whole thing was about, they spent all this money to stoke fears about the deficit, right? They aired campaign advertisements against Democratic politicians, sponsored several national bus tours, paid organizers, right? Did all of this stuff. One such ad even warned that government debt would lead to a Chinese takeover of America, which for many voters is a concern linked to debt. Another effort, also quietly bankrolled by the Koch brothers, used Justin Bieber memes to try to reach millennials about too much government borrowing. That's how sophisticated they are. So the Intercept got a memo from the Koch brothers about the GOP tax reform package. Here's what it said, the memo. Avoid getting distracted on revenue neutrality. Economic growth increases revenues. Some Republican senators have expressed concern over supporting comprehensive tax reform that adds to the short-term deficits. Though we fully appreciate those concerns, the long-term economic growth that would result from the first comprehensive tax reform in a generation would help to offset short-term deficits over time. Shut up, Senator. This is just for billionaires. That's what that last line was. That was the result of the Kennedy and Reagan tax reforms. There's no reason this time will be any different. The current tax plan under negotiation would cost as much as $2 trillion over the next 10 years. It's unbelievable. It's a great talking point when you have an administration that's Democratic-led. Representative Mark Walser of Republican North Carolina, the chair of the far-right Republican Study Committee, told the New York Times when asked about deficit concerns, it's a little different now that Republicans have both houses in the administrations. They just said it, right? It's so funny just to show you how full of shit they are. When Democrats are in charge, oh, the tax and spend Democrats. And then, you know, people on the right believe, well, these Democrats, they just tax and spend. And then the Republicans get in there. Tax cuts. You know, George W. Bush was the only president in the history of the United States to do tax cuts during wartime? The only president. That's why it's such a joke when conservatives are like, the Republican Party's smart. They're smarter with their money. No. They just give tax breaks to the 1%. If you're a working class person and you think the Republican Party has your back, you're fucking delusional, man. These rich assholes do not care about you. They do not care about me. And they want us pitted against each other. So you're a nice Republican and I'm some hippie in California that hates God and hates America, right? That's what they want you to think. We're both getting fucked. They're making out like bandits. It's unbelievable. This is the Koch brothers. This who really runs the Republican Party. Now, the Democratic Party, they're corrupt, evil assholes too. That's the other lie, is that this one party is better than the other one. This tax plan, it's gonna only benefit the rich. Make no mistake. Trump has not drained the swamp at all. Well, if he did, then he just filled it back up with raw sewage. It's only going to help rich people. It's only going to help the 1%. And this is more evidence of that. They only talk about the deficit when it's politically convenient for them to talk about the deficit, but they don't care. And the banks will get bailed out, whether it's a Democratic president or a Republican president. They got bailed out by Obama. They got bailed out by Bush. They don't give a shit. The war machine will keep going. This is what happens when you have one corporate party, one corporate country that has a little Republican wing and a little Democratic wing. And the Democratic Party, as we saw by the Donna Brazil thing, is so gone. They're so corrupt. The Republican Party, they're just overtly evil. That's the only difference. The Republicans just say, yeah, we say and do whatever the fuck, we don't care. And the Democrats try to pretend, oh, hey, lead with our values, diversity, and we're just fucking you too. That's it. That's the only difference. And this is why I love the Intercept, because they get stuff like this, right? Bush played this thing, and what did Bush do? It spiraled us into a recession. If you don't think another recession is coming under Trump, you are sadly mistaken. All these bubbles are going to burst, and it's going to be because of this shit. Because we don't have any real progressive policy anywhere, and everything is getting gutted and everything is getting deregulated. And Obama let this happen, and Trump's just letting what Obama did, what he got from Bush. And this is how it works. The rich get richer. Keep us divided, keep us fighting, red state, blue state, while these rich assholes make money. The Koch brothers are pure evil. Fuck them and fuck their families. The Koch brothers are evil. They are evil, soulless, godless people that if they looked into a mirror, they would just see nothing but dust and smoke and spiders. That's what they see when they look into the mirror every morning. So guys, I'm not a billionaire. That's why I need your support. Go to patreon.com/Graham Elwood and support this show. YouTube has demonetized a lot of stuff, and the Koch brothers are never going to back me. I'd love it if there was such thing as a progressive billionaire that got behind the show. Then I could do some real news, man. But we're growing slowly because of you. Thank you.